Hey guys, so welcome back here to another video. So today we're gonna be deep diving some battles on the Great League Remix Cup, which is Charjabug the Bus and Whiscash and Greedent. Now Greedent is extremely spammy with its moveset, but if you have a Lickitung in place of Greedent, please do use it. It's also really good as well as it supports this team. It is a team which is actually I took from the regional champions, and they had Lickitung in place of Greedent, but I swapped it with a Greedent and giving it the move of Trailblaze in order to have the same kind of bulk and moveset. So now hopping on to the first one, we have Charjabug on the lead versus the Clodsire. Now this is a very horrible matchup. I'm going to swap onto the Gradient straight away. And I'm going to go for the Trailblaze as well since it does neutral damage because of the ground typing there on the Clodsire. Now this is a very interesting call from my opponent. He decides to swap onto the Superior. Now Gradient with the boosted Body Slam is going to apply a lot of pressure for the Superior. And hopefully I can survive obviously we can survive a Frenzy Plant, but it's a matter of which we can survive too. Now they're gonna throw the frenzy plant straight away. I'm gonna no shield it. Fine. So I'm gonna be building up to back body slam, but they decide to throw a little bit early, which tells me that it's just an aerial ace. So I can get to these two body slams in time, which is really good. I can either get the switch or I will get a shield. So both of which is confirmed. So this is how spammy and this is how strong Gradient is in the Remix Cup. So we do get the shield. And now my opponent makes a very interesting call of not to actually throw his energy or even fast move it down. They come in with a Clodsire and they look completely fine. Since Superior is out of the equation, Whiscash is gonna outpace this whole team right now. You're gonna see it. So Scald is gonna go ahead. It lands almost taking out the Skeleturge. Shadow Ball is the only neutral hitting, hard hitting move left in the game, I believe, because Clodsire, if it has even Earthquake, it's absolutely fine because we're gonna get to the Scald. Oh, sorry, not get to the Scald in time. But I decide to give up another shield because if I get the Scald on, they do have the Mega Horn, which is completely fine. Mega Horn is not enough to one shot. And I'm gonna go for the Scald, but we did not get the debuff this time around. Now I guess they're gonna go for the Earthquake here in this situation. No, they do go for the Mega Horn, and it is not enough to take me out. Now, Scald is gonna come through once again. It's gonna do a lot of neutral damage. And once again, we didn't get the debuff, unfortunately, but I'm going to swap onto the Charjabug and throw the X-Scissor because it's enough damage to KO from this range, and that's a good game. I don't know why my opponent did not make a turn there on the safe swap end, but it's still fine. So Gradient is extremely spammy, but where we struggle is the Skarmory safe swaps, because if we had Crunch over there, I guess it would have been a little bit more beneficial for us, but it's still fine. We have Shadow Zapdos, incredibly spicy team by my opponent here. But these Volt Switches are starting to add up. And they make a really interesting catch onto the Nidoqueen, completely walling my energy. But I'm going to swap onto the Whiscash straight away because I know I can get to the Scald before they throw the Earth Power. Now, my opponent is actually building to the Earth Power, which is quite interesting to see. And I guess this is enough for the Earth Power. I'm going to go ahead and give up a shield. And they do send the full Earth Power. And now I'm in a pretty interesting situation. I can overload a little bit on energy and I can go for a Mud Bomb because it's gonna be either getting the final shield or taking down the Nidoqueen. Either which, it's really good. So I think the Zapdos is gonna come back in here. Yes, the Shadow Zapdos is gonna come back in. And hopefully we can survive one Drill Peck. Shadow Zapdos is extremely glassy. It hits like a truck. We survive there. And they need to actually throw another Drill Peck in order to take me down because Thundershock is not very effective against Whiscash. And we can get another Scald if they actually not decide to throw. So they decide to throw another Drill Peck here, which is completely fine. I'm going to be coming in with the Charjabug here once again. But this time around, I'm not going to not make the mistake of throwing the Discharge onto something which is not really good. So Drill Peck is going to land for a good neutral damage. And they once again catch my move. I think this time they caught it on the Whiscash. No, it's a Swampert. But little does this Swampert know, I have Trailblaze. So, 5 turns Hydro Cannon, completely fine. So I'm going to overload a little bit more of energy and just throw as it just reaches the Hydro Cannon because we lose the MP tie. So Trailblaze is going to take down the Swampert, completely fine. And the Body Slam from this range obviously take down the Zapdos as well. So even though my opponent caught left and right, still didn't manage to win against this team. Good game. So hopping on to the third one, we have Charjabug on the lead versus Abomasnow. Now, talk about a core breaker. Abomasnow is absolutely built for that. Weather Ball is neutral, I believe so. Yeah, it is neutral. So I'm gonna be throwing this X Scissor, and they caught it on Swampert this time around. I'm like, what the hell is happening? Why am I not throwing? Okay, fine. So we're gonna be coming on with the gradient straight away, and I'm gonna letting this first hydro cannon go through. It's okay. Gradient is pretty bulky, but I make a mistake over here. Last time I didn't. I just overloaded a bit, but this time I overloaded too much and forces a CMP tie. And now, if the Obama Snow even tries to come back in, or if they actually decide to come back in with something else, like let's say um, a Poliwrath. Now this is a very tough situation because one is they got the shield advantage, which is completely on their end. I get to another Trailblaze. I know I can get two shields, or I can make this Poliwrath down to its knee, which is okay. We do get two shields. I make another critical mistake. I should have thrown the X Scissor in time because now it forces the shield. I overload a little bit more because I know Obama Snow is incredibly spammy with the Powder Snow Weather Ball combination. X Scissor is gonna take it down, okay. But now it's the real race because Whiscash needs to get to two mud bombs in time, and at the same time, I need to catch a charge move on my gradient. So I think I put myself in a very, very tough situation here because if I had not overloaded a little bit much on that Swampert, I guess I would have been in a lot more better situation. I would have saved a shield on my end, and now this card is actually hitting like a truck. And due to the debuff, this mud bomb is not gonna be actually enough to KO the Poliwrath, and I decide to swap to catch the charge move, but unfortunately I get countered down, and I think literally Icy Wind and Scald from this range is gonna enough to take me down. So that's a good game. So a little bit mistake. I think could have won that pretty easily, but you have to give it to my opponent. He played really well. I don't know why my charge move timing is pretty off lately. The opponent is catching moves left and right, as you saw in these both videos, but it's still fine. We're gonna overcome it. So this time we have Whimsicott. So I'm gonna swapping onto the gradient straight away and going for the body slam. Trailblaze is no use because it's gonna be resisted anyway. So going for these body slams is gonna be absolutely fine because we need 3 body slam in order to take this Whimsicott out of the equation. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave it. It's just a Moonblast. It's fine. We can easily live that. And they swap onto the Cursalia. And now in this situation, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go for a Trailblaze first. I'm just faking a crunch here, and we do land it. Fine. Body slam is gonna come through, and remember this is a confusion crest as well. So confusion Cresselia gets to this charge move slight lately than the Psycho Cut one. So I'm gonna be firing another body slam, which is fine. So we got this Cresselia incredibly low. Gradient has done its job, and I'm gonna be coming with a Charger Bug, and I'm gonna be committing to the farm down. I'm gonna let the first move go through. It is just a grass knot, and they're gonna be overloading a little bit more on energy. And I think I do believe this was enough for the Moonblast, so that's the reason I give up a shield here. But they do send another grass knot. It's fine. We are down a shield, but we got energy on the back. So Whimsicott is gonna come back in. So these X Scissors are still hit neutral because of the grass typing. We do get the first shield. We do get to the second X Scissor in time, and hopefully to get the final shield. We do get the final shield, and now I worry about what do they actually have in the back. Maybe a Poliwrath, maybe a Skarmory. That's the only two on the top of my head right now. So I'm gonna be throwing another X Scissor here in order to deal some damage. So, and this Whimsicott gets at the last minute Seed Bomb, I guess. But it's not very effective. We hang on, and it's a Jellicent. Which is actually incredibly weak to charge up as well, because this discharge now is going to put some lot of work, and I'm going to be swapping onto the Whiscash here, and from this I guess we can easily win because Mud Bomb is going to do enough damage where the Jellicent is gonna go down. So that's a good game. So really able to overcome this game pretty well. And yes, we're gonna take it up. So Gradient once again doing a lot of job here, and that's how good it is. With the additional Trailblaze move, and you're gonna see a lot of Poliwraths not shielding and not respecting the damage that a Gradient can do. So we have a really positive lead this time around. We have a Jellicent on the lead, and they're gonna swap onto their own Charger Bug. Now, unfortunately, I don't have any answer for the Charger Bug here. So, but we have a really good answer in the form of Gradient for the Jellicent, because we resist the Hexes and we resist the Shadow Ball. We're gonna be taking neutral from the Surf. So I'm gonna be swapping onto the Gradient here, and what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna go for these Body Slams. Now, really important to know that your opponent, most of the times, what they think is Gradient is running Crunch as a secondary charge move. But many people, like let's say 1 out of 9 people, will be running Trailblaze and they really get thrown off. So I'm going to be throwing this Body Slam once again. And we do take out the Charger Bug. So we maintain the switch here, which is completely fine. I do have a lot of health. And they come in with the Jellicent here. And this is a bold call because Jellicent, Trailblaze, and Crunch both too super effective to it. So I'm gonna be throwing the Body Slam. I think my opponent counts it perfectly and he lets it go, which is fine. But they need to throw their energy. They actually come in with a Gligar, and I shoot the Trailblaze straight away because this is gonna do a lot of damage because we're boosted. And they do let it go, which is completely fine. So I'm gonna be swapping onto the Whiscash here, and I'm gonna be shielding this because it could be a dig. They absolutely overfarmed there, and I think my opponent is lagging, and I think they do decide to surrender after seeing the Whiscash, I guess, because there's not a lot that they could do with the Gligar since I had my Charger Bug as well with that much health, and this call is gonna just land on the face of the Gligar if they really left the game. Boom. So this team is, that's what I told you, it's typically pretty strong, and especially Gradient with the safe swaps is absolutely a pain for sure. So I'm going to be coming back with the Charger Bug, just making sure I take this game down pretty easily because Mudshot doesn't do much of a damage against the Jellicent. So hopefully, pretty good game once again. So I think this is a final battle here. Yep, this is a final battle. So we have a Pidgeot this time around. So again, once again, a very positive lead for the Charger Bug. They do swap out into the Clodsire, and we're gonna be shooting these calls, and I believe we do win CMP tie against the Clodsire. And Earthquake or even the Sludge Bomb is not enough to actually get a shield. But Earthquake also does actually a respectable amount of damage, to be honest. So Clodsire is in a very tough spot here. I'm going to be throwing this Mud Bombs. No way from here Mud Bomb is going to absolutely get that knockout or get a shield from my opponent. And now I'm going to be shielding this, and I have an opportunity to overload on a little bit of energy because the Clodsire just throw it energy, and I overload a little bit and then throw the Mud Bomb. And we do take out the Clodsire, and we do have the switch. So Pidgeot is going to come back in once again, which is completely fine. I'm going to throw these calls away, and they can't farm me down, unfortunately. These calls actually hit for a lot of neutral damage here, and we actually do get another one. So here we could either get the Pidgeot very low, or we could either get it complete advantage with the Charger Bug. I just come in and snipe. I do decide to let it go. No, I decided to shield in the last second. Okay. So, and in the back it's a Jellicent. So that's a really good game. So hopefully, even though if I hadn't shielded it, Gradient would have been pretty good against the Jellicent. So the Jellicent, unfortunately, here is going to get outpaced by my Charger Bug. We eventually do get the final shield from the Charger Bug as well. And they're incredibly low where they can't take my whole team down. Shadow Ball is going to come through, which is fine. And they're going to just decide to surrender. So that's a good game. So do try it out, and let me know down in the comments how your sets went. And see you in the next one.